And we about to get into this. We about to get into this in a minute. In a minute, let's go. Hit that like button. Do y'all think Lil Durk is finished? Do y'all think it's finished or what? Let me know. Is it over for Durk or what?
Shawty on my dick, look, I ain't even bad. I do my dance, something like my jag. This 40 on my head, these legs think we're attached. Beat shit, I get.
But nah, do y'all think Durk is cooked? Let me know.
In my bag, bitch. You say you bout the shit, the little nigga was happening. I'll call my people up, you know we get it cracking. It's gonna be honest, you know I keep it packing. It's gonna be honest, you know I keep it packing. It's gonna be honest, you know I keep it packing. 40 on my dick, I spent it, I repeat. Dollars on my G, you see it when I beat. Take a look at my ooh, take a look at my ooh.
What is up, my gang? Do y'all think Durk is cooked? Let me know. This is awkward. I don't know who awkward is, my boy, but what's good? But yeah, let me know, man. We're going to get into this after this song right here. These are my songs, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get into it after this song. Welcome back. I am back. Do y'all think, question of the day, do y'all think Durk is cooked or what? Let me know. What's good, Sheila? Yeah, I'm back. I ain't going nowhere after this. I'm back. You think Durk is cooked? Diamonds on my wrist.
Watch I drip, watch this how I drip. She wanna fuck me cause she know I'm lit. These dumbass bitches always on my dick. Yeah, I rock diamonds and see is the shit. I spend that cash, she did back and did. She wanna fuck with me, she know I'm rich. Diamonds on my neck, shining like a bitch. Shorty give me neck, then she wanna spit. I fuck that bitch, gagging on the dick.
Hey.
Fucking on that bitch, fucking on that hoe.
Yeah.
Sliding on that bitch like a merry-go. Fuck that bitch, fuck that little hoe.
Okay.
I fuck that bitch right from the door.
Watch this how I treat, watch this how I treat. Watch this how I treat, watch this how I treat. Watch this how I treat, watch this how I treat. Watch this how I treat, watch this how I treat.
Watch I drip, watch this how I drip. Watch I drip, fucking on your bitch.
All Alrighty, let's get into this. I know I've been gone for a while. I know y'all miss me, you know what I'm saying? I've been gone for a while, you know what I'm saying? Got struck by that boy Rat TV. That went away. I'm back now. You know what I'm saying? I missed a lot of things since I've been gone. I watched Lil Durk beat a murder charge before with infamous King Von and get off. Mama Duck and prosecutors want revenge in courts. Lil Durk is going to prison. Facts, that's what I think. Let me do my description too. Facts. Do y'all think Durk is gonna... Well, I missed a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And what way for me to come back is one of the hottest names in the industry, Lil Durk. I hated to come back like this, but can y'all hear me? I don't know if I'm talking. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm back now. But yeah, man, I missed a lot. Missed y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it seems like that boy Durk. I don't want it to be true. I fought with Durk. I fought with Young Boy. I'm not doing those switching sides, nothing that shifting sides, none of that. You know what I'm saying? But me messing with Durk, right is right and wrong is wrong. We miss you too, King. Appreciate it. Right is right and wrong is wrong. What Lil Durk, I hope it's not true, but from what I'm hearing, what Lil Durk did was try to get that boy Quando Rondo up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know personally if it's true, but they said they got evidence. And the feds is not going to arrest you if they don't got no type of evidence. They also denied his bond. They also said that he booked 3 flights. 3. Not 1, not 2, 3. He booked 3 flights. And that's just giving the feds more ammo to say their theory is right, because he tried to... Wow, he had 3 tickets trying to get up out of there. Yeah, he had 3 tickets trying to get up out of there. But he moved so long. He took so long to move, they got it. You know what I'm saying? So before I get into this video, we're going to hear what this Agent Myron had to discuss about the Durk, you know what I'm saying, arrest. From what he was saying himself, Durk is cool. Lil Durk is cool. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was saying. So before we get into all that, I just want to shed my light on it. From what I've been hearing, from what I've been reading up, from what I've been listening to, I don't want it to be true, but Durk is cool. And his paper trail got him tied to him. Facts. Let's say Durk didn't order the hit. You know what I'm saying? Let's say he didn't put the hit out, right? Why would Durk tell his people in his camp, don't put nothing in my name, don't buy nothing in my name, don't say nothing about me? So that tells you right there, Durk knew what was going to go down. Right or wrong? Right. So let's just say Durk ain't put no hits out on nobody. At the end of the day, you knew what was going to go down, right? So at the end of the day, he's just as guilty as them, because they OTF family just like you. That's your organization that you run. You're the top dog. You're the provider. Everybody eat when you eat. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically like me running my organization. I put a lot of people in my organization, and they come up to me and was like, yo, we're going to do this, that, and the third. And I tell them, do it at your own risk. Just don't put me in it. Don't put nothing in my name. When the shit hits the fan, did you know about it? Yes, I know about it. Why didn't you stop it? Why didn't you say nothing? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that just made Durk look even more guilty. And then when they arrested 5 people in your entourage, I kind of feel bad about it because he just got engaged and had 10 kids to leave behind. Dang. I kind of feel bad too, Sheila. But at the end of the day, I felt, like I said, I mess with Durk. I like Durk. I like his music. I like Youngboy. I like his music. But at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. You try to take another man away from his kids, Quando Rondo. When the whole situation with Quando Rondo and King Vaughn started because of King Vaughn. Quando Rondo didn't throw the first punch. Quando Rondo didn't know he was there. King Vaughn got from his people that he was in the car, took upon himself to punch Quando Rondo. That's when Quando Rondo boy Tim up the pole on him to protect him. And at the end of the day, Quando Rondo still tried to help Durk. You know what I'm saying? But you want to sit there and try to take, right, he doesn't get it passed though. He should have just chilled. Facts. He doesn't get it passed. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel bad, but then again, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see Durk do life. I don't want to see Durk do that many years. But from the way it looks like it, Durk is going to do some time. And what I was listening to this guy, to this agent, HIS Agent Myron discuss, he was saying, now that they got Durk, now the feds got Durk, they don't have to move fast with this case. You know what I'm saying? So this case can go anywhere from God knows what. Now that you're in the feds, it can take years. You know what I'm saying? But do I feel bad about Durk's situation? Is no, because he tried to take Quando Rondo from his daughter. Yes, I get that, Durk, you got kids, 100 kids around that you gotta take care of. You just got engaged. Why are you still portraying this gangster life and trying to set up hits and get people unalive? And then on top of that, they said that Durk might be tied in some other murders. The agent even said, and academics even said, Durk might be tied in to some other murders or attempted murders. And I just look at, and he just got the key. He just got the key to the city. And they took that and snatched that back quickly. So everything I'm about to play for y'all, which we're going to break down, and I'm going to play for y'all, how the agent discussed this, is they going to say that's what they've been hearing. Durk has been tied in other murders. You know what I'm saying? So can Durk snitch and get less time? I don't think. Like I said, from what I was listening to the video. So I said, you know what? Let me just come on here and let y'all listen to it with me, and we dissect this video. I was listening to the video. Can Durk get less time? Now that the feds got all this, and then to make yourself a little guilty because you tried to leave the country, going to Italy, knowing that Italy ain't got no extradition back to the USA, knowing Italy ain't got that. Then you book the flight to here, book the flight to there. What, you try to throw people off so you get on that private jet to go to Italy? So, like I said, what I'm about to break down, man, nah, I don't think what will save him. He might as well zip his lips. Facts. And Lil Durk, I don't think he's gonna snitch anyway. And also, they also said it's other people. You know how they said that? I'm hearing too. You know how they said, whatchamacallit, war wire? I'm also hearing that other people in his camp has been talking and snitching. That's how the shooters. That's how the shooters got caught. You know what I'm saying? That's how the shooters had got caught. So, like I said, what I'm about to play to y'all is going to say in this whole video right here. But no, I don't feel. I don't want to be so heartless, but because I do like Durk, I just don't feel sorry in a way because I do feel sorry for the kids because the kids, Durk, you didn't think about your kids. You thought about King Vaughn letting the media talk about slide for Vaughn, slide for Vaughn. Go get your get back. Go get your get back. You you know what I'm saying? I don't you at the end of the day you're leaving your kids away, you know what I'm saying, behind. I feel sorry for your kids, but I don't feel sorry for you because you just let this internet get to your head and try to get your get back. You know what I'm saying? So I guess Durk was trying to slide for Vaughn. But yeah, we about to listen to the street got him messed up. Facts, you know what I'm saying? Listening to the streets got him messed up. If you think, just look at the P. Diddy situation. He a billionaire. You got all this money. All this money, bro. All this money. What is it? Why are you raping? Why are you touching people without their consent? You know what I'm saying? When you could pay for them. Just like Durk. He thinks he above the law because he got money. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite ASW. Facts. Just like Durk, he think he above the law because he got money. These people think they above the law because they millionaires. They got money. You know what I'm saying? They don't think anything can come back to them. Yes, let's say you ordered a hit. You don't think that they can get caught? Because they're going to get caught. You don't think they will get caught and they will snitch on you? To try to get themselves out of the jam, get lesser time? I don't think Durk is going to get it. Everybody think he's going to take a plea. I don't think they're going to give Durk a plea. I don't think Durk is going to snitch because Durk, he lived by that streets. Remember he said in the interview, he hates snitches, he hates rats. I don't think Durk is going to snitch. I don't think they're going to give Durk a plea. I think this is going to go to trial. And how I fear this is going to go to trial and Durk going to get smoked. That's how I feel. This is going to go right to trial. Durk is going to get smoked. Why? Because you wanted to slide for Vaughn. Because you love King Vaughn more than you love your wife to be. More than you love your kids. You love King Vaughn so much, you would rather slide for him than stay out here on the outside protecting your kids and seeing your kids grow up. Messed up. It is messed up. And they is trying to give them the death penalty. All of them. They're trying to give them the death penalty because what California. Yeah, they got death penalties over there. Yeah. They're trying to give them the death penalty. And it's messed up. Not the death sentence, but yeah, man. They're trying to give him the death penalty, bro. This is sad. This is a sad thing that's happening because of the kids. Now, India, she gotta raise them kids on her own. She gotta think about how to break down to the kids why her dad is in jail. Because your dad let the internet get to his head, wanted to slide for Vaughn instead of being out here doing what he's supposed to be doing as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't do that when you have kids, bro. You don't. Okay, look at this. Durk grew up from the streets, right? He grew up from the streets. You grew up from the streets. You make it big. You make it big. Not everybody is going to make it big. Not everybody is going to become rappers. You was one of the chosen ones that made it big, successful, became a rapper when others couldn't. So you make it big. Rap gave you an opportunity to get out of the streets. Am I right or wrong? Wrong. You in the streets. You seeing that illegal money. You make it big and doing something that you love doing, rapping, right? Making millions. Now you making that legal money. I thought he was supposed to be helping taking care of King Von kids and ain't do ish, I heard. He can't do it now. I don't even think he was helping his kids, to be honest. I don't even think he was. And if he was a little bit here, it might have been here and there, but he can't do it now because he's locked up. He chose a dumb decision to do. He chose his decision, and now he got to live by that decision. So, like I said, you came from the streets, cool, I understand. You made a way. You made a way to get your family out the hood, to better your life, to provide for your family. Streets too high, life, the streets of like said. He made a better life by doing rap and getting big. Now, right, it is sad. So enough of me talking. I'm gonna play this video real quick, and we're just gonna go from there. You know what I'm saying?
I was trying to get Myron on. Obviously, Myron's like a night owl.
Also, shout out to academics for, you know what I'm saying, showing this agent, getting his perspective. We just gonna get their perspective and see what this agent talking about.
A morning type of guy. You know, if he's not in the gym doing some fresh and fit shit, you know, doing some research, arguing with, criminal complaints and which have the same duties as the FBI. That is the same agency that arrested Diddy, which is why I was very familiar with the facts of that case because our HSI New York office that did it. I started my career in Laredo, Texas. Then I moved on over to Miami, Florida. And I ended up resigning because basically I started to blow up on TikTok and YouTube, and they told me, hey, you can't do both. So I ended up resigning on good terms.
So bro had a career, and he resigned because he was blowing up on TikTok and YouTube. So he decided to do YouTube and TikTok. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. Yo, that's crazy, bro. So he went from one career to another career. That is super dope.
But that's what my experience is. I've done all types of cases: violent crime, terrorism, drug trafficking, human smuggling, human trafficking, firearms violations, everything. I actually did do a murder for hire investigation before too. Have you? So I'm pretty familiar with these types of charges in this case as well. So
basically he's saying that he's familiar with this case because he did this case, something like this case a while back. So he's familiar with this. He have experience in this. So we're just going to dive into this.
Kind of just a background on what I used to do, so people that aren't familiar with me, it's not just me yelling at stupid girls on Fresh and Fit. I did used to actually do this stuff when I was on the job. I got a couple directors awards, etc. But what do you want to hit me with first, Ak? And I can kind of go from there, whatever questions you got. Okay, so we've spent an enormous amount of time kind of going into this, the indictment of the 5 guys, and then the criminal complaint for Durk. So,
y'all see that criminal complaint?
You know, I feel like this might even be too much just to do within one stream, but what we definitely want to get accomplished today is understanding why Durk got locked up. So here's what I'm going to throw to you. Okay, I get on stream. Everyone's like, yo, you got to go see this. Some of the OTF guys, they got locked up for Lil Pob's murder. Lil Pob is the cousin of Quando Rondo. These are OTF guys. When I seen it, I said, well, okay, no one that we really know.
we did know OTF DD, but no extra big name, right?
Hit that like button, guys. If you haven't hit that like button, let's crack the algorithm. Hit that like button.
While that's happening, we're covering the indictment. It's kind of like saying some stuff. There's 5 co-conspirators in there. Co-conspirator 1 who made the hit, or not made the hit, but he put the bounty on people's heads. Co-conspirator 2 is a guy who is a shooter and was a recipient of the orders and was really integral, but he's not named. But he's co-conspirator 2. Conspirator 3 is the guy, he's using the OTF credit card. He's booking flights. He's booking hotels. That seems like a booker. Co-conspirator 4 is...
And y'all telling me Durk didn't know anything about this? You know what I'm saying? He's using an OTF card to book all this. He didn't know anything about this. That's crazy.
someone who gave the drop. They're the one who called in and said, yo, Quando Rondo is staying at this hotel. If you guys want to come get him, this is where he's going to be. And then co-conspirator 5 is a little bit more hazy, but they're the one who gave instructions to co-conspirator 2 to go to a specific place that they could be a part of this. And that's all we know. Anyway, all that happens. We're reviewing all that. And around 8 p.m., now that we...
Do anybody know which one is the... Which one... Like, you know how you got Murder 1, Murder 2, Murder 3, with Murder 1 being the highest one, the most severe charge. Co-conspirator 1, 2, and 3. Which one is the most severe charge? Is that the number 1?
We find out Lil Durk was taken into custody around or near what we believe is the Opa-locka Executive Airport. Supposedly, he was going to board a private jet that was scheduled to leave.
Y'all hear it? Y'all hear it?
The Miami-Dade area at 9 p.m. and it was headed a one-way to Italy.
Electronic recordings. So he was heading to Italy on a one-way. Why is that? Why was you headed to Italy on a one-way pass? Because if I'm going on a trip, I'm booking a round trip, right? I'm pretty sure everybody else is doing that because it's cheaper. So if I'm going somewhere, I'm booking a round trip. Why book a trip to Italy on a one-way? If you ain't did nothing, if you had no parts of this, if you ain't did nothing, why book a trip to Italy on a one-way? Because he tried to escape. That's why. Thank you, Sheila. Because he tried to escape because he know the feds was on him and he was trying to get up out of there. That's crazy. And the feds is going to be looking at that. They're going to be saying in the court, if you ain't did nothing, why did you try to run? Now, you can't get bond because they looking at you as a flight risk, a danger to society. You're not going to get bond off of that. Because you try to leave once. If I give you bond, you ain't going to try to leave again? Lil Durk, you're not... So Lil Durk just messed himself up in this, you know what I'm saying? Let's get back to this.
He was locked up. He then was put in Broward County Jail, showed up to court the next day, and what was then unveiled was what's seen as, and again, I have it up here on my screen. I don't know if you have all the documents. I should have
definitely did big time.
No, I got everything in front of me. You're good. I'm looking at the complaint. I'm pulling up the indictment right now.
Perfect. Says criminal complaint by telephone or other reliable electronic means. And this is where I want you just to take me through this based on everything you've seen and everything you've known. This is your wheelhouse. You've worked this as an agent. You've seen this come by your desk a million times. You've written criminal complaints. What are we looking at here? Give us a perspective from an agent.
All right. So...
Okay, my bad, guys. He's about to break it down and give you his thoughts on Lil Durk.
Trying to go through this, like what I predict went down as to why this case is a bit discombobulated, right? So at first, the indictment comes out and 5 OTF guys are indicted and charged, right? Simultaneously, there were also search warrants done at the same time, right, in Chicago. And these guys got arrested. So it looks to me as it's the FBI out of Los Angeles that's running this case in coordination with FBI Chicago as well as FBI Miami, given where Durk was at. So when they executed these search warrants and arrest warrants, they probably had enough to get Durk. But what
Did y'all hear that? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. That's getting the algorithm. He said they probably had enough to get Durk. So that means they have evidence on Durk. What's good on the rise? Yeah, I heard his new snippet. So that means they had enough evidence to arrest Durk. What? That is crazy. Durk was really out here sliding. They got... How is Durk getting away from... There's no way Durk is getting up out of this. There's no way. I like Durk, but there's no way you getting up out of this. That is so crazy.
Anticipate was they were going to pick up these 5 guys, let them stew in jail, flip one of them, build a stronger case against Durk, and then indict him later, which is why he wasn't on the original indictment with grand jury.
Wait,
However,
say that one more time. Say that one more time.
He about to break it down again. He about to say it.
So what I anticipate is that they did the search warrants, and their strategy was probably to pick these guys up, these 5 individuals, arrest them, and get one of them, if not all of them, to turn against Durk, and then indict Durk later on in what's called a superseding indictment.
Ooh.
Right?
So that means they've been on Durk, building a case up on him for the past few years. Durk didn't even know. Everybody thinking, yes, Durk and King Von beat that murder charge when the feds had other big fish to do. They was working on something bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? So dang. That is crazy.
So you believe that they were probably looking for maybe a cooperator or another one, because they might have one already, right?
Yeah. Because when you go at someone that has the means and the resources to fight against you, right, in court, you want to make sure that you have your T's crossed and your I's dotted, because the thing is, you can't take his money away because his money is legit. You can't seize his funds. So, he's made his money legitimately through music. So you're not going to be able to kind of starve him financially that way of a legal team. So, all right, this is obviously a high priority target. Let's get as many sources as we can before we come at him and indict him. However, what they didn't anticipate was him trying to flee.
See?
Right? So I'm pretty confident. I mean, for me reading the affidavit, I mean, it was like, it made everything made sense. Because when I looked at the indictment, right, because first the news came out that Durk was arrested. Then I was like, okay. Then I opened up the indictment and I looked, wait, he's not charged. What the fuck?
Hit that like button.
So I was like, they're either holding him on a state charge or they're trying to file a criminal complaint when they blocked him up. Then when I read the criminal complaint, I was like, okay, now I know why they did this. They basically, what happened was, and it says here, a criminal complaint by telephone or other reliable electronic means. What that basically means is the agent wrote the affidavit and he FaceTimed the judge. And the judge signed it through FaceTime. I've done this myself before.
FaceTime the judge
he really screwed up when he tried to flee. That made him look really sus. For real. Am I the only one that think this? Chat, 27 people watching. Am I the only one think this? Me and Sheila, he made himself look sus when he tried to flee. Is we the only two that think this? And yet, it shows you when he tried to flee, like he said, he tried to flee. They did a FaceTime to get this so he can...
Or a regular call. You gotta break this down very, very, because we have no idea of this process. How does this work? Like, so just walk us through this, because I was also thinking, remember, the details come out that there's 3 international flights right? They're working with the border and customs patrol people, and they're like, hey, Durk is on the manifest for 3 flights out of the country. One's going to Switzerland. One's going to Dubai. And by the way, the Switzerland one was going to stop in Jersey. The Dubai one was going to stop in Qatar. And then the third one was a straight flight via private jet to Italy. How, like...
Someone answer this. Why he tried to book 3 flights? Was it to throw him off? So he can leave on that jet, that private jet? Was it to throw him off? Why book 3 flights? So, like I said, like Sheila said, he made himself look sus by trying to leave. You even make yourself look even more sus by booking 3 flights to throw them off, not knowing they can call them like, hey, can you watch such and such? I think Durk is trying to flee, trying to leave, not knowing they can do that. Durk just screwed himself up.
Like, again, they don't know what he's going to get on. I'm guessing he maybe booked flights for a different, like, you know, to kind of like fake people out or whatever the case is. How do you make this call to a judge to get this? Like, break it down.
So let me put myself in the case agent's shoes. It looks like it's a chick here, Sarah from the Cora Karan, Special Agent FBI. So she's probably assigned, well, she actually is assigned. I read her bio here. She's assigned to FBI LA and the Violent Crimes Task Force, right?
Ooh, okay.
So, which every FBI field office has a group called Safe Streets Task Force, Violent Crimes. They do bank robberies, gang shit, RICOs like this, etc., right? So she's in this squad, right? So she's a case agent on this. She probably been investigating this for, what, looks like a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it may be, right? So she goes ahead and she...
So, see? They was already investigating him for like at least 2 years.
Probably gets a phone call, or she has somebody that will... Okay, let's go through this. The violent crime task forces typically have law enforcement officers from other agencies, okay? And a lot of the times, HSI and or customs is on these task forces because the FBI doesn't have really customs authority like that and immigration authority, right? They have it, but it's very watered down. So
doesn't HSI have it though? You said FBI doesn't have it.
HSI does have it.
Okay.
So when you're on these task forces, right? She probably put something like a hit on Durk so that if he ever tries to leave the country, she'll get notified, right?
Dang, that's how they knew he was trying to leave the country. That's how they knew. That is crazy.
That's why if you look at the complaint, it says CBP databases, Customs and Border Protection. So she got notified that he booked flights and that he was intending to leave. When she got this hit, she was like, oh, shit. Go ahead.
And I know I'm probably slowing down you with the explanation, but, you know, we're also mirroring it to Diddy because we've heard this narrative. Diddy should have ran. Diddy was not going nowhere. Done this. He should have got out of Dodge. Do you believe that maybe similar? Because they look like they were aware of this. It's not like they were like, oh, where did he go? They were aware of this more than just like tailing him physically. They knew that he booked these flights. Do you think that they probably had some sort of the similar, you know, kind of...
Sheila said they was on Durk like dirt. Nah, they really was. Like, they really was. You heard they had a hit on him. Like, whenever he tried to leave the state, not the state, the country, they would get notified. They really tried. I mean, they really did that. So they was really on him. And I think Durk knew it. But it was too late.
Surveillance on Diddy, where like if he ever planned to fly out, like while they were about to indict, they would be like, "Hey, we're gonna hit him with a complaint." Sorry.
Yeah, 100%, because the HSI controls the ports. So if you try to leave, that's the worst agency to try to run from because they know everyone coming in and out of the country because that falls under immigration. Now,
what's good, Antonio Burrs? Y'all ain't subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button.
The FBI doesn't have access to these CBP databases that they're talking about, but they definitely have task force officers a lot of the time assigned to their units, and they can put text hits on people as well to try to like figure this stuff out. So, the point I'm trying to make here is that when he was trying to leave, they knew that he was going to leave, even though he booked multiple flights. So as soon as she got the notification that he was trying to leave, this is why she called her AUSA. This is what she did. She gets the hit that he's going to leave. She calls her prosecutor. Hey, AUSA XYZ, my Durk is trying to run.
Wait. Just give me one second. Hey, chat. What are you saying about Myron's mic? Because I could hear him.
Dang, he said Durk was trying to run.
Correct. I'm looking at the sound. Is there certain settings you want me to put here? I turned it down. Yeah, chat. Give me ones if this is good now.
Yeah.
Give me one. It's good. I'm trying to look at your chat.
Sorry for the little snafu, but okay, perfect. So
All right.
keep it going. I don't know where you were in your train of thought.
We're talking about. So let me go. I'll summarize real quick so everybody hears what we're talking about. So okay, so she obviously has an open case against OTF, right? She indicts 5 of his co-conspirators, and she does search warrants on residences in Chicago. Durk gets notice of this, and he tries to flee. When he
So Durk got notice of this. Who told Durk about this? Yeah, I swear, I think there's a lot of people in Durk camp is snitching right now. It gotta be.
books his tickets, she gets a hit through CBP databases, which the CBP databases show anytime you have a record on somebody that they're trying to leave. When she gets that record hit that he's trying to leave through probably a task force officer or someone else that works over a CBP or has access to this stuff, it could be CBP or HSI, right? Because these safe street task forces almost always have a representative from these customs agencies, right? She calls the AUSA, the federal prosecutor. Hey, Durk is trying to flee. He has 3 different flights booked to leave the United States. We need to do a criminal complaint. So the AUSA says, okay, cool. Write one up, or sometimes even the AUSA writes it up. Then it gets sent to the judge. The agent calls the judge with the affidavit in front of him, right? The judge reads the affidavit, and then the judge asks, hey, is everything here true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Raise your right hand up. Yes, it is. Boom. She swears, the judge swears her in via FaceTime. And I've done this before. Instead of going to the judge's house, it used to be, because I've done both, you would go to the judge's house and they'll swear you in. But it's something...
That's crazy. I never knew the law worked like that. When you trying to get someone so quick, I never knew they worked like that.
Like this, they probably didn't have time like that. So, and on top of that, they called the judge in Central District of California. Yeah. So they got it sworn out, and then she called FBI Miami, and then FBI Miami went to go get him.
Oh.
Man, that is crazy. That is crazy. Like I said, let's say hypothetically Durk didn't order no hit or nothing like that. Why would the 5 people that got locked up throw Durk's name in it? Why? Because you know Durk is the biggest name, the biggest fish in y'all in OTF. Why would y'all throw his name in it? That's just where I'm at with it. Like,
makes sense? Because
it does. So wait, how do they know which judge to call?
So she has, the way it goes is this. Whenever you have a situation like this where you need an emergency warrant, whether it's a search warrant or criminal complaint, etc., there's something called the duty magistrate judge, right? And that means they're on call. They're the ones that do the initial appearances for that week. So she called her AUSA that she's been doing this case with. That AUSA called the duty magistrate, and then the duty magistrate is the one that answers the phone call. And so that the agent can get a hold of them so they can go ahead and get this warrant signed because of obviously the circumstances.
this is a liable source that Ack is talking about. So he knows what he's saying. This ain't somebody just off the street that just think what they saying. He was already working in that field.
So that's kind of how it goes. And the whole concept of duty, if you want me to explain this, I can explain it real quick. So like, typically there's always going to be an AUSA that's the duty AUSA, an agent that's the duty agent, and then a duty judge. And what that means is they kind of take turns every week where they're the person that's on call fielding anything that happens off business hours. But in this case, it's the agent. She has her case with OTF. The AUSA, she called her AUSA, and then the AUSA called the duty magistrate, and they got this warrant pushed through.
What y'all think going through Durk's head right now while he's arrested in the feds? What do y'all think is going through his head right now? Like, do you think he's saying, I'm innocent, I'm going to beat this? Or, why did I put myself in this predicament? I wish I can take this back.
Hey, could I be cynical for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Let's say Durk gets out of the country, because I've seen a couple places report on it, and I think it's even written in the indictment, or not in the indictment, the complaint, where they're like, they felt that he was trying to go to places that didn't have maybe what they call a bilateral extradition treaty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the last place was going to be Italy. I think we in Italy have a pretty good a pretty good relationship. I don't know what that treaty looks like. Would he have been scot-free if he had made it out of the United States? Even if the complaint was written, but it was just written too late, and it was written and signed off too late.
It would have been a little bit easier for him because, you would have to go through something called an MLAT, which whenever you have someone that's in a foreign country, for them to arrest them and then extradite them back. But there's a high likelihood he would have probably at least been detained in one of these countries had, the FBI reached out to them, because
See, don't believe none of that stuff. Don't believe none of that stuff. You do a murder and you go out into one of these countries, don't think just because they don't got expedition, whatever you want to call that, and bring your behind back, they will do it. They will detain you, don't matter what, no matter where you at. I'm not risking it. I'm not doing none of that, and I'm not going to another country thinking, oh, they can't get me because I've done it in the United States. I'm over here in this country. They can detain you. They can do whatever they want to you, bro. They can. They can do whatever they want. So I don't want to hear nobody say, oh, they can't bring you back to the USA because you already over here. They can do that. They can bring you back. Don't matter what it is. They can. You know what I'm saying? So if let's say Durk did get over there, if Durk did get to Italy, wherever he was going, they would still detain him and he would have still came back over here. He wouldn't have got away from this for the rest of his life. He would have had to face this at some point in his life. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear none of that. You can't get away with murder. You're going to get caught. No matter where you go, you're going to get caught. You're going to have to face the music some way, somehow, one day, one way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to this video.
FBI has attaches all over the world. So they'll hit up their representative in that foreign country, which in Italy probably will be Rome or, Naples, something like that. And then that agent will coordinate with the local police in that jurisdiction to go get the guy and pick him up under some type of Italian law that allows them to hold suspects of crimes from other countries.
See, I told you, from other countries, they can hold you. They can pick you up and all that. So even if he got out of there, he would have still got caught and got picked up and brought right back over here.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay.
Every big agency, whether it's HSI, DEA, FBI, etc., they have legal attaches all over the world, and those attaches' jobs are literally to be almost like the coordinator and the middleman for American law enforcement to get a hold of the foreign law enforcement.
Hey guys, can you hit that like button, guys? Appreciate it.
So I'll give you an example. I had a case one time that was like dealing with Canada, China, and Sri Lanka, right? So I would contact an agent that was based in that region. Hey, I need help, or I need access to these police reports from this country. He would go ahead and coordinate with his counterparts, his law enforcement counterparts in said country, and then get me what I needed.
Wow. Hey, so, okay. All right. Now, what are we expecting? So first of all, he was held in Broward. Now he's in FDC Miami. He waived something called identity hearing. I don't know what that is, but I felt that was probably
identity hearing is when whenever you basically want to say like, oh, I'm not the person that y'all have in the arrest warrant.
Oh, okay.
I actually testified at one of these. So what? Because I remember, funny enough, I arrested a guy and he tried to say that he wasn't the same guy, and I knew he was going to try to do that bullshit. So I went ahead and I got his biometrics, his fingerprint stuff, and I brought it with me to court. And then he saw me there, and my AUSA told his defense attorney that, hey, the agent has the biometric stuff here. If you want to do this hearing, we can do it. And they waived it at the last second. But basically, it's kind of like it's to prove that you are the individual that's named in the said arrest warrant. So that's why he waived it, because he knew that they knew who he was.
Yeah. It's Durk, right? Okay, so how does extradition work? We know the U.S. Marshals are gonna, kind of transport him to Cali. How does this work? How long does this process take? Again, he was in Broward County Jail. Then we heard he's in FDC Miami. We heard that hearing his wave. How long is it going to take for him to get to California? Realistic, what do you think?
Well, there's no real urgency now because one of the beauties of the federal system is they already went ahead and fulfilled their obligation to get him in front of a magistrate within 24 to 72 hours, right? So anytime you're arrested for a federal crime, they got to get you in front of a magistrate judge.
See, that's why I said once he got arrested, this case can take years, you know what I'm saying, to get solved. So once he got arrested, the feds is not trying to move fast. They're going to hold you as much as they can, you know what I'm saying, until this matter is resolved. Now let's get back to this.
To hear the charges against you, and then the judge gives you your amendment rights, and not the fourth. Hey, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say could be used against you. Blah blah blah. Right, and after that's done, the next thing a lot of the times is either an identity hearing. Probable cause hearing, which he's actually entitled to a probable cause hearing because they filed a criminal complaint versus an indictment. If they file an indictment on you, you're not entitled to a probable cause hearing. But if they arrest you via criminal complaint like they did, he is entitled to a probable cause hearing, which is basically where they establish if there was enough PC in the criminal complaint to get him arrested in the first place, which in this case they have more than enough. But it's another kind of safeguard that they have in the system. So I predict he'll be in California by sometime next week, but there's no real rush to move him now because he did see a magistrate judge like he was supposed to.
Now, the question then comes in for me.
I need y'all to type in the chat if Durk is cooked. Type 1 or something. I think Durk is cooked.
The mere fact that they locked him up, they must have been working on a superseding indictment, which we don't know if a grand jury has, where they are in that deliberation process. Is it now under the gun for a superseding indictment to be presented when he gets to California or no?
Yeah. So what happened was they indicted him first, and then he tried to. They indicted his co-conspirators, and then he tried to run.
Yeah.
That forced them to go get a criminal complaint to go pick him up. Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask y'all this: they indicted his co-conspirators. You know what I'm saying? When he tried to run, did that make Durk look guilty? By him trying to run after they indicted his peoples, did that make Durk look guilty? Let me know.
Right, and the reason why they did this is because the whole process I mentioned with you with like MLATs and reaching out to foreign countries to get people, it's extremely cumbersome and annoying. So FBI said, fuck that. We're not going to let him go to another country and bring him back. We'd rather arrest him with an 80% sure case versus letting him escape, and now we have to go ahead and file MLATs and talk to attachés and all this other bullshit, because I'll tell you this, man, I've extradited someone from a foreign country before, and it's not fun. It literally could take years sometimes, depending on the country and our relationship and geopolitical affairs going on. So they said, we'll roll the dice.
John Doe too say he's going to be suing girlfriend. Hit that like button, guys. Also, hit that subscribe button if you have to sub to the channel.
We think we have enough to at least get him in, and we can build the case while he's in. But that's why they probably pulled the trigger and went ahead and just got him while they could. I think their
what's up, OG baby?
Original strategy was to bring the OTF members in, flip them, get one of them to cooperate, and then build a strong case against them. But they said, you know what, fuck it, we got enough. We'll just get them now. But as far as the superseding indictment, they're going to have to do one now because they arrested Durk on a criminal complaint. You can't, a criminal complaint is kind of, think of it like a Band-Aid. Like, it deals with the problem, but it's got to be elevated to an indictment at some point. And most jurisdictions give you about 10 to 14 days to indict. So what I predict is going to happen is they're going to file a superseding indictment, add Durk to the list, right? And then that way he'll be formally indicted. Because everyone in the United States by law has to be indicted by a grand jury, especially at the...
So he's predicting Durk to be indicted by next week. Damn. It's going to be hard for Durk to beat these charges. I don't know. What y'all think he's looking at? Like, can he get 10 years off of this? Can he get no more than 15? What y'all think?
Federal level. So that's probably what's going to happen in this situation. And I predict that'll happen probably within the next 10 to 14 days. He's going to be added to that original indictment with the OTF members. And then they're going to push the case forward.
Damn.
Wow.
And they're going to add any other evidence that they have on Durk to that indictment.
Yeah.
or any other charges.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
like again, I actually think that they've been watching him for a while, and from what I've heard, there might be multiple other crimes, and I don't know.
Did y'all not just hear that? Did y'all not just hear that? They said there might be multiple other crimes with Durk.
If that
What?
if that's been in a grand jury process, I don't know if it will be ready for then. Because here's the thing, I think there's multiple other murders.
Oh my God! Multiple other murders? What? Oh my God! Did he just say Durk is cooked, bro?
Yep.
Multiple other attempted murders.
What?
Yep.
And some other shit. I don't know if they'll be able to
Dang.
throw all that on him. Then okay, okay.
No, I agree with you. Actually, I agree with you on that. And
I'm still stuck on. It might be multiple other murders and multiple other attempted murders, bro. What? Bro.
that's why I don't think they originally indicted him up front, because they were trying to build a stronger case on Durk, and they wanted to wait, get these guys in custody, and see what they would cooperate with, because obviously they're looking at murder for hire, very serious charge. These dudes are like, a lot of these guys are looking at life. So if they could flip one or two of them and help them, solve other unsolved murders in Chicago or whatever it may be,
He said, bro, flexing.
they were looking to do that. But since Durk was trying to escape, that put them in a rock and a hard place, and they had to kind of they had to give in early, right? They kind of had to show their cards earlier than they anticipated.
Okay, now I know you're very familiar with the agent level of this.
So basically, what he's saying is the feds, since Act said he hearing that it might be multiple murders, multiple attempted murders. The guy saying that they were trying to build a case because that's what the guy was saying the feds was hearing about. So they was trying to build a case much bigger and stronger. But since Durk was trying to leave, they forced their hand to get him out. I mean, get him arrested. You know what I'm saying? Bring him in. And with you, by doing that, made yourself a little guilty. They brought you in. Now, since if they trying to build a stronger case, now with you in the feds, this can prolong as long as they want. So the feds can build a case up, a stronger case, and hopefully somebody in his crew snitch and link Durk to other crimes. You know what I'm saying? So now this is making sense. So that's why I said this can last years. This can take up to a few years to years. You know what I'm saying? This can take long. No matter, this can take however long the feds want if they trying to build a stronger case. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
But like you work hand in hand with the the AUSA or the USA attorney, depending on what you're doing. Why murder for hire as opposed to RICO? And then explain to us murder for hire, how it's seen in the federal case. Because, even today's stream, I had a theory. I said, this stream is going to be called How to Get Away with Murder for Hire. And I think there is one way Durk could get away from.
I said the same thing, Dante Brown. Dante, also hit that subscribe button, bro. Appreciate it. Y'all said the same thing, bro. These people get millions, not even youngins. These people get millions, like P. Diddy get billions of dollars and decide to throw his life away. Get millions of dollars, decide to throw your life away. Like, why?
This.
That's
Because
crazy.
there isn't anything that really says where he says, yo, go kill this guy and I'll give you this. He doesn't mention anything. The only thing where he says, yo, don't put my name on anything that you're booking. It feels like it's cooperate. So if he gets a witness whacked, which obviously, the federal government would be like embarrassed. But it feels like there's witnesses tying him to this. Could you explain some of the things? I knew I threw a lot to you. So why not a RICO? And then for murder for hire, how do you build that case?
Sure. Great questions. First, let's answer why this wasn't a RICO investigation yet. So, RICO is difficult to build. And the reason why is because you need Department of Justice
Facts,
approval
Damien.
from headquarters to designate that organization under RICO.
But Damien, Lil Durk brought this on himself, though. You can't blame anybody else but Durk.
And it takes time, right? So I predict that they potentially wanted to go maybe a RICO route in the future, but you would need to prove, number one, that it's an enterprise, a criminal enterprise, and then number two, that they're committing crimes that are part of that are considered racketeering activity. This could be anything from drug trafficking to murder to extortion, etc.
Can I ask you a question about RICO as well?
Sure. And further of the organization is the key. But go ahead.
Does RICO, like a racketeering charge, especially on the federal level, does it usually mean or suggest that there is a pattern, right? Because here it felt like this is an isolated incident. They do allege that they've used OTF to do things like this, but they don't have a list or a pattern, and maybe that's why it's not a RICO. Does that make sense?
Facts.
Yeah, no, that can absolutely be a part of it as well. Like, it could be where they suspect that members of OTF were involved in certain crimes, but they can't necessarily prove that there were OTF members that did said crimes, right? So that's why I think the strategy was to pick up his associates and be able to build a RICO case off of their testimony. But I think Durk tried to flee, threw a wrench and everything, and they kind of had to show their cards early. So I do think that a RICO was on the table for them, but the only thing they could prove right now is murder for hire. And they were going to use the murder for hire, bring these guys in, try to see what they can build, and try to build a stronger case upon that, and maybe indict other OTF members and build a RICO case. But I think that the whole...
Like you said, Damien, they trying to take down the whole OTF members, because he said they trying to indict other OTF members. So you was right about that. Now, with my question, I want to ask y'all, if Durk didn't try to flee, do you think Durk would be locked up right now? Do you think Durk would be locked up right now?
flee situation messed their stuff up.
So let's speak about murder for hire.
Yeah, sure.
How is that seen? How do those investigations go forth? And your time as an agent, how do you normally even get the guy who's at the top, who never pulled the trigger, and probably has some level of separation?
Yeah, good question. So I have done a murder for investigation case before, and you know it's a fairly clear-cut charge, right? Like basically, if you facilitate the murdering of an individual while utilizing anything that affects interstate commerce, you can be charged federally. So in this case, we got many different things that give federal nexus. We got the credit cards, we got the flights, transport, being individuals being transported interstate. We got the phones, we got the iClouds, we got.
And another thing, do the whole OTF use the OTF credit cards, or that's just Durk card? Like, how did they get the credit cards? Was that just Durk card that they use, or was Durk actually involved in this? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
All this different stuff that affects interstate commerce, which gives the feds jurisdiction, cell phone usage, etc. So as long as they can prove that you utilize any of these things in the commission of the murder, that gives them federal nexus to do it. And then the fact that they were traveling back and forth interstate, that's the easiest clear-cut version of this.
Okay.
It looked like LA homicide, the FBI and LAPD homicide worked this thing together.
Okay, so how do you connect? Like for example, let's think about the details of the situation.
Hit that like button,
Five guys traveled. Well, Durk also travels there, but he goes to do a podcast. He goes to do a podcast. These other guys, they go get 2 cars. One guy go gets like gloves and ski mask. They stalk Quando Rondo, but Durk isn't there. What's the key thing to tie it to someone of Durk's stature, right? Because people look at even like the Young Dolph stuff and say, well, it appears that if Big Jook was alive, y'all would have to charge him. And then people also thinking about, well, who knows? Like maybe Gotti was whatever, but Gotti never got charged. How do you get the main guy?
So typically, when you're dealing with cases like this that are conspiracies, and you have a higher level guy that wants to be completely out of the picture, to absolve themselves of legal implication, you have to connect them through the money. The money almost always is the best way to connect people. That's how they were able to connect 6ix9ine in his case. That's how they were able to connect Casanova to a degree.
Yeah, Dante said this is just like Young Thug case. But look, Dante, the Young Thug case, it is, but the Young Thug case didn't have nobody wearing a wire though. So Durk looked like he's more involved into some deep ish more than Young Thug is, because Young Thug is like here say she say, you know what I'm saying? When Lil Durk is like that person wearing a wire got him caught up. That card and shit got him caught up. Now, will Durk own up to that? Will his people own up to that card, or will Durk snitch?
Agree. So, phone communication and money are the two biggest ones. And given the fact that, obviously it wasn't cheap to fly these guys out to LA and back and put them up in hotels and, make this happen, rental cars, all that other stuff. I mean, that's how they were able to tie Young Thug in that RICO case, because for people that are unaware, like the guy that got killed, one of the main Blood gang members that got killed, the rental car that was used to kill him was rented under Young Thug's name. So a lot of the times when you have higher level guys like this, they're almost never at the crime scene or pull the trigger.
Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button.
Themselves. Rather, they facilitate it through funding, through resources, etc. So in this case, what I predict is they're going to utilize Durk's financial aid, right, with some of the credit cards that were used to book hotels, the iClouds, the communications where he's saying, hey, don't put anything under my name. They're going to use that to show that he was involved in this conspiracy and trying to distance himself. And the fact that
why would you put yourself involved in this, doing all this, paying for all this, that, and the third, but then tell them not to put your name and stuff, when knowing that that card can tie back to you some way, somehow? Why? Again, making Durk look guilty. Was Durk actually involved? And making him look sus.
he tried to flee is absolutely going to be used against him as well.
Yeah, the fleeing thing was a little bit odd to me. What that told me was that it's no way he was thinking he's only going to stand trial for this. It's like he felt that maybe that they had like a litany of charges, and it's one of those where it's like, yo, I'm not going to beat this shit, so let me just run.
Yeah, I mean...
y'all heard him?
Yeah, and also, I think the other thing that might have spooked him was when they arrested those 5 guys.
Yeah, I heard what he said.
He was like, oh oh these dudes have a lot of information. Like, they know all my dirty deeds. I got to get the fuck up out of here.
Wow. In a situation like this, could we expect for Durk to get any type of bond?
No. I mean...
He don't expect Durk getting a bond.
With Diddy, I was more confident that Diddy would get a bond than Durk, just by how much his legal team was cooperating with the U.S. Attorney's Office. But what fucked Diddy up in his case was... So, okay, let's talk about bond real quick. When you go to a bond hearing...
Bro, that is crazy. He expected Diddy to get a bond much higher than Durk.
There's a couple of things that the government has to prove to keep you locked up. Number 1, you're a flight risk. Number 2, you're a danger to the community. Or number 3, which isn't as common but can happen, is you're going to hurt the integrity of the investigation and intimidate witnesses. In Diddy's case, he wasn't necessarily a flight risk because his team had been constantly letting the AUSA's office know where he was and cooperating. But what they got him on was a danger to the community because they found a gun in one of his houses with the serial number scratched off, which is a crime. And then there was some information about his people contacting witnesses saying, hey, don't cooperate, it will pay you, etc. So that's why they ended up locking Diddy up, was because he was contacting witnesses and the gun with the scratched serial number, so they held him. And Durk...
So Diddy, you're dumb. They could have gave you a bond, but you was doing all this, that, and the third. It also made you look guilty. Dummy.
This case, they're going to get him on all 3. They're going to get him on danger to community, because obviously this is a violent crime. They're going to get him on flight risk because he tried to flee when he was released. And then the third is there was some talk about him potentially telling people to shut the hell up and intimidating witnesses. So he actually covers all 3. So this is going to be very easy for the government to
So Durk was telling people to shut up, intimidating witnesses. What? Oh man.
justify and rationalize him being locked up, regardless of whatever bail package he tries to come with. Because I mean, hell, did he came with like a $50 million house and a bunch of other things he was willing to put up? Durk probably doesn't have that much to put up, and he's he checks the box for all the other issues that they have with flight risk and danger community. So there's no way.
So he basically saying there's no way Durk is getting a bond.
I don't see any way that he's going to be released on bond, especially since he tried to flee the country on 3 different flights. No way. I'd be shocked.
Yeah, that is going to be really odd.
Hit that like button, guys. Also, hit that subscribe button. Hit that sub button.
Now, based on the indictment, and
they're going to hold him to a trial, bro. And him, since he's locked up, 9 out of 10 times when they hold you pending trial, most defendants push for a speedy trial. So that could maybe work in his favor because that's going to force the government to get ready within 60 to 70 days. But still, you know, they probably have a pretty iron.
Well, why would Durk go to trial knowing it was wiretaps, knowing they got evidence, like he said in the video, they got evidence on you already? Why would you go to trial knowing if you lose that trial, they're going to smoke you? You might get the death penalty. So why would you try to go to trial knowing you might get smoked? Not unless you know 100% you're not guilty of anything. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. I don't see how Durk gets out of this, for real. I don't. And I like Durk. I like Durk. But I just don't see how he get out of this.
Pretty iron shut because for them to go ahead and arrest his 5 homies first, one of them is going to flip. One of them will.
Yeah. So, bail is looking like that's not going to happen, right? You know what people are talking about is cooperation, though. Some people believe that there's someone who is wearing a wire. Based on what you saw in the charging documents, whether the complaint or the indictment, do you believe that anybody wore a wire, or do you think that, you know, this is a series of unfortunate events?
It's possible that they had an informant in. Whether that informant was wearing a wire, it's too early to tell now. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't have someone that was either directly tied with Durk or someone that was maybe one layer away to be able to provide them this information. But from the...
I ain't gonna lie, Durk was moving loose. You let the opposition get up on you. Dang.
The evidence that I'm seeing right now in this criminal complaint, what they got, a lot of it is old-fashioned police work. Cameras, you know, looking at financial records with credit cards, hotel bookings, basic stuff that they were able to pull, working with other agencies. So, but remember, criminal complaints 9 out of 10 times don't reveal everything they have. They just reveal what's necessary to establish probable cause. They give the bare minimum to get the guy arrested. So they might have way more, and we won't know until...
Dang, he talking about they might even have way more evidence, and he just don't know.
Durk's lawyer gets the discovery, but that's going to dictate what happens from there.
Yeah,
but I'm surprised if they didn't have at least 1 or 2 sources into the situation.
Dang.
Yeah, there's been talk about a guy named OTF Jam, and like maybe he's the one cooperating. When I read through the indictment, and maybe you could help me explain this. So the 3 shooters who hopped out and shot the guy and subsequently killed Lil Pop, 2 of their names are written. And there's one guy still as co-conspirator 1. Does that mean he's like why would they lock up 2 guys and the other guy is not locked up, and they would list him as co-conspirator 2 if he's not telling?
There's multiple different reasons for that. I mean, sometimes, you know, they'll do that just to make things easier so that they don't constantly put a bunch of names in. It's like kind of more like a writing style thing. It could be. It could be because it's someone that hasn't been arrested yet. That could be a part of the reason why. It really depends on the situation.
Someone hasn't been arrested yet. Dang, so how many witnesses, how many people have been talking? How many people have been snitching on Durk? Like, God,
So,
But it's scary.
do you believe there was a wire used in this situation or no? Like a wire or wiretap?
Okay. When we say wire, are we talking about Title III intercepts where they're actively picking up phone calls and real-time information? Or are we talking about an informant wearing a recording device?
Second one.
Okay, someone wearing a okay. It's possible. It's possible. They didn't refer to it in any of the. At least I didn't see anything in the criminal complaint about anybody wearing a wire. But they can absolutely have it. You know, they just didn't disclose it in the charging documents. But it's definitely possible that they had it. Or if not, you know, there's other times where, like, okay, so when I was an agent myself, right? Whenever I dealt with like violent cases like this, like where you have gang members and you know, there's always this fucking imminent threat of violence. A lot of the times, I wouldn't put my informant in with a wire unless like it was absolutely necessary.
Dante said he bought the rat house and gave him money while he got out of jail. Bro, y'all got friends, bro. I suggest y'all to look at y'all friends closely again. If y'all out there doing any street activity or anything, look at your friends closely and make sure do not bring no new people around your circle. Not even your day ones you can count on, bro. This is Durk. This is Durk's childhood friend. And look how his childhood friend did him. Not even your day ones you can count on. Not even them. So, whatever anybody doing, make sure y'all keep it to yourself. Matter of fact, just don't even do it. You know what I'm saying? Just learn from this and keep a cool, calm, collected, straight head on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
And the reason why is because I don't want my guy being nervous and scared and acting at a regular nature, not acting regular, because they're gonna suspect him. So, and the worst thing you could have is have an informant being killed when they're like meeting up with bad guys. So there were a lot of times, bro, where I would just let him go in without a wire, and he would just come back and debrief me. Now, unless if it was like a gang meeting and there were going to be some high-ranking guys there, etc., that's a little bit different. But on like regular meetups or whatever, sometimes I wouldn't give them a wire because I don't want them to be nervous or be scared. And also, there's other times where sometimes they'll pat them down, right? Or I would give them a very high-end recording device so they can't pick it up. But I would always be wary of my informant and them not getting killed.
And this shows you that the feds wanted Durk for a long time. You decide to use his friend that just got out of jail to get him. So this shows you the feds was on Durk. They wanted him for the whole time.
Well, especially when you're dealing with gangbangers.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So is it normal that all the co-conspirators, because they're saying they helped plan this thing, do they get charged? Or if they don't get charged, is it safe to assume that they've worked out a deal or a proffer?
Wait, say that again. You're saying like they got charged and what, or they didn't get charged?
So there's a bunch of people named co-conspirators, right? So we obviously know one was Durk. He did get charged on a complaint. But there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. We don't know who they are. We don't know their intention to send third. And I guess, what is it likely when you see people being listed as co-conspirator if they're not charged? Does it mean they're telling?
It could be either or. It could be.
So see, like he said, it could be either or. They could be telling. They could be telling. And I think he got a lot of snitches in his crew.
This is why they write it this way, so that like guys like me and you can like kind of try to figure out what's going on. It could be where they are charged and they're just referring to them as a co-conspirator, or they could be people that aren't charged that we don't know about yet. So it could be either or. The only person that really knows a lot of the times is the agent and the AUSA which co-conspirator is which. So sometimes they do that to make it a bit harder for people to detect who is who. Obviously, it's all going to come out, though, once they pass over discovery.
Hey,
and Durk's going to know exactly who cooperated.
So I had said this before, and I'm like, yo, hey, listen. Apple won't give up like the encryption key to your phone to unlock it, but if you have some fuck shit going on in iCloud,
Hit that like button, guys. Also hit that subscribe button.
they'll do it. It appears like they did do some iCloud checking of Durk.
Yes.
How do you do that, and why would you do it? And also, does the person ever know?
So yeah. So, and I think I've mentioned this before, and people thought I was crazy for saying it. iPhones are actually pretty hard to break if you don't have the code to get in. And on top of that, Apple won't give the feds your stuff. This is why, like, you know, FBI had like a whole legal issue with Apple not giving them codes to get into phones and stuff like that. But
I never knew they could. I never knew they could do that. I thought they gotta do it once there's an investigation going on. I thought they had to get that stuff up. I never knew that.
iCloud is a way that you could kind of get around that, and that's why they went that route. Because whenever you don't have the actual device, you have to. What I anticipate is they got Durk's or one of the co-conspirators' iClouds, and they wrote a search warrant for it, and they were able to pull the information from the cloud.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Versus the hard device.
Wow. Quick predictions. Do you think that do you think Durk gets out of this?
You know, bro, it pains me to say this because I actually do like Durk's music. I think he's one of the best rappers, but he's finito, bro.
Oh man. Oh man. Damn. That almost brought tears to my eye, bro, when he said that. Like, even this ex-agent even said Durk is cooked, bro. Damn. This is why I say how you come from the streets, right? You make it in rap when most people don't. You make it in rap, do something that you love, making millions, putting your niggas on, getting your family out the hood, and providing just to go back to the streets so you can go back to prison. Like, I don't understand that. Like, he said, put your glasses on straight. Now, my glasses is crooked. That is crazy, bro.
It's a wrap. Because
look at academics. Look at academics. Look at him real quick when he asked him that question.
They went that route. Because whenever you don't have the actual device, you have to. What I anticipate is they got Durk's or one of the co-conspirators' iClouds, and they wrote a search warrant for it, and they were able to pull the information from the cloud.
Wow.
Versus the hard device.
Wow.
Durk, never left the streets. I see now. That's crazy.
Quick predictions. Do you think that do you think Durk
look at academics body expression when he said no?
Gets out of this?
You know, bro, it pains me to say this because I actually do like Durk's music. I think he's one of the best rappers, but he's finito, bro.
Look at act. Look.
It's a wrap.
Dang.
Because I guarantee you, it's not just this murder for hire case that they got him on. I think this is just the beginning of a snowball of charges or other unsolved crimes that they're going to try to solve through him.
What? Did y'all not just hear that? Other unsolved crimes. Oh, man. Dang. So I guess you was right. Durk did not leave the streets. Damn, bro. Damn. It's crazy.
Because there's a bunch of murders in Chicago that Durk's going to have knowledge of and his team. And at this point, yeah, I just don't think it's going to be... there's no way.
Do you think Durk could tell on anybody else that might be of interest to the cops?
I think the only way Durk is going to not have to stand tall and get damn near a life sentence is...
Get darn near a life sentence. We talking about Durk coming home after 5 or 10 years. You talking about darn near a life sentence. God. So there's nothing that Durk can do to lighten his sentence. You basically telling me Durk is going to do life. There's nothing Durk can do.
he's going to have to cooperate with the police and help them solve all those unsolved murders in Chicago, back dating, when the drill era started in the 2010s. He would have to come forward and solve all those fucking murders and help them figure out who killed KI, who killed the ops, who killed this individual, etc.
That ain't gonna happen because Durk is not gonna snitch.
Together, assuming the feds even give him that opportunity. Because keep in mind, those murders in Chicago are all state cases being run by.
Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button. I'm almost at 20.4K.
Chicago PD and or maybe the state police. So the feds might not even give a shit about it because this is a case being charged by FBI LA. So they might not even have an interest in pursuing these unsolved murders in Chicago. But I would say that's the only way that Durk is going to get out of this and get some kind of leniency is if he helps solve all those unsolved murders in Chicago.
Wow.
He's cooked, bro. That's crazy.
Wow. Pretty fucking sad, man.
Yeah. Because it's a federal case. So they might not have the same vested interest as, the locals do. Which we know that they don't give a shit like that either because Chicago PD's been slacking for what, 10 plus years, all these unsolved murders.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Wow.
What do you what could you see, like, say the shooter, right? If he was cooperating, right? Yeah. Obviously it's in federal court, so now we're talking about 5K1 letters and shit like that. Could you see potentially maybe somebody who's a shooter testify or cooperate against Durk and gets, I don't know, 15 years?
For sure. I think that's why.
What? So you telling me the shooter can cooperate and only get 15 years to give up Durk? So basically you telling me the feds don't really care about none of this stuff. They just worried about Durk. They want to get Durk out of here. That's what you basically telling me. They worrying about the big fish, which the big fish is Durk. And you telling me he can snitch just to get 15 years to snitch on Durk and get Durk up out of here. If that's the case, bro, if that is the case, Durk might be finished. Wow. If that is the case, Durk might be finished, bro. Damn. Damn, bro.
They picked the 5 guys up first. I think that was their original strategy, was to flip one or two of them as a primary as a key witness. They get a better deal, and then Durk does the brunt of the time. Because what's going to happen here, whenever there's like the feds come after you, right, and they charge you, you get like.
What do you say?
For sure. I think that's why they picked the 5 guys up first. I think that was their original strategy, was to flip one or two of them as a primary as a key witness. They get a better deal, and then Durk does the brunt of the time. Because what's going to happen here, whenever there's like
So basically, they want Durk to do the brunt of the time, the most of the time. They don't really care about his little minions. They don't care about them. Oh well, y'all get a slap on the wrist. Here 10 years, here 15. Durk, here's 50 to life. Dang, bro. Now what? Now, how do Durk girl break this news to the kids? How? Dang.
The feds come after you, right, and they charge you. You get like different times based on being like the leader or organizer of an organization or of a criminal activity. So in this case, Durk was the top guy. Like, I guarantee you this FBI file, if we were to look at it, it probably is going to be reading like Durk Banks et al. So he's the file title, which means he's the main guy.
Yeah.
They picked up those 5 guys in anticipation of them cooperating, and then they would go ahead and get a better deal in exchange for bringing Durk forward, who's the leader organizer. But they didn't anticipate that he was going to try to run like he did. So that's why they had to go ahead and do a criminal complaint via telephone, like you saw.
Yeah, no. Hey,
this guy know his stuff. So that's how you know he been working in this field. This guy know his stuff.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is so intriguing, but it's so shocking. How does the feds keep this like low?
Well, I mean, it's the FBI. The FBI, as much as criticism as they get, they're pretty good from an operational security standpoint. They classify everything, which is comical because there's been times where I give them information and then I ask them for that information. They'll sit there and tell me that's classified. I'm like, what the fuck? I gave you that info. But you know, they are pretty good at keeping things tight-lipped. You know, obviously they went ahead and did the Trump search warrant and all this other shit. So they do have fairly good operational security, but yeah, man, this is something that they've been doing now for a while, as you could see. As soon as King Von got killed, they probably opened up a case, potentially. Or if not, even before that, probably, because...
I think the reason why Durk beat that case in Atlanta with King Von, because of King Von passed. And I feel like they knew it was... I don't know. I just feel like that's the reason why, because he passed. And they knew he was going to beat it. So, from right there, that point on, I feel as though they've been on Durk for that couple years, from that when he died, 2020, for like 4 or 5 years. I think they've been on Durk and trying to build a case and get him up out of here. Just, you know what I'm saying? And this whole situation is sad, though. Like I said, I feel sorry for Durk, but then again, I don't feel sorry because at the end of the day, you tried to take someone out of here, Quando Rondo, who has a kid. You try to take him away from his kid. You're the one that's being taken away from your kids now. Your kids got to suffer. That's why I feel really bad. Like I said, I like Durk, but I really feel bad about the kids because the kids is going to grow up without... Allegedly, the kids is gonna grow up without the dad, and I don't know. I hope to see that it can be light at the end of this tunnel. But from what it's looking like right now, and we don't have all the evidence and nothing else about this, from what it's looking like right now, it could be more. It looks like Durk might be finished. I don't know.
The FBG Duck thing probably brought their attention to it as well. This agent probably worked very closely with the FBI field office out of Chicago that handled the Duck case.
All right, I'm gonna sound a little bit ignorant, but I'll ask. Okay, based on your research on whatever, if say there is no witnesses that turn up to court, do you think Durk could beat this?
Okay, let's play that scenario. Let's assume that the 5 guys that got arrested all stand tall and say, "No, I'm not fucking talking." That will put Durk in a good position where he could potentially go to trial, but we still don't know who else they might have because they might have. I'm guessing that they have other sources that provided them information, which led them to be able to indict these 5 guys. So he's still not out of the hole yet because there might be other individuals in Durk's camp that provided the info that even got the shooters caught up.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
No. Obviously,
there's snitches in Durk camp. They gotta be, allegedly. Did y'all hear that? Let me play that back.
But we still don't know who else they might have because they might have. I'm guessing that they have other sources that provided them information, which led them to be able to indict these 5 guys. So he's still not out of the hole yet because there might be other individuals in Durk's camp that provided the info that even got the shooters caught up. So, obviously none of these guys talking would be huge, be great for Durk because the other individuals might not be privy to what Durk is doing that might have cooperated. But yeah, bro, this is going to be very, very difficult because I anticipate one of these 5 is going to talk, bro.
Yeah, no.
Trust me, one of them 5, like he said, is going to talk because one of them 5, like he said, is going to talk because they want their freedom. They know they want Durk. the most. They know that. What's good, Chloe? They know they want Durk the most. So one of them three guys, if not all, is going to talk. And that's what I fear the most.
Oh, hey, this is gonna be one of those things, man. Man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm tired as shit, bro. It's 4 o'clock here. I'm about to hop off of this joint. I do wanna get into some of the we didn't get into. First of all, there's a bunch more things here. For example, there's a few things in the indictment that I want to go over with you, but also the Diddy indictment. We finally got a gag order, and essentially the judge kind of indirectly is kind of believing Diddy's lawyers, right? To say that, yeah, we do think the feds are leaking info. And I would love to hear your breakdown on what's going on now.
Sure.
But yeah, man. I'm gonna just say my little final thoughts before I let everybody get out here. Before I do so, if y'all haven't liked that video, hit the video. Also hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. But yeah, man, how I feel about this. Part of me saying Durk is finished. He's done. That's just how I feel about it. At this moment, I don't, like he said, I don't have all the evidence, all the information that hasn't been leaked yet. But I feel at this particular moment, Durk is finished. Yeah, man, I just let y'all. I'll come back on this live tomorrow, talk about some more. But I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this. Because at the end of the day, like I said, kids is involved with this because of something that their dad made a mistake, something their dad was involved in, and I just really care about them kids the most, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, hopefully Durk can, I don't know, hopefully Durk can beat this or get a lighter sentence, but from what it looked like, he's done. I appreciate it, Sheila. What's up, Course your kid? But yeah, man, I'm out of here. Hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button. I'm out.